Players and officials, this is your 1 minute warning. Officials, this is your 30-second warning, ladies and officials, 30-second warning. Please take your field, we're ready to play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nottingham, the Touch Football World Cup of 2024. What a beautiful morning it is here in Nottingham, the women's 40s gold medal match between Australia and New Zealand. Adam Collins in commentary, joined by Mel Day. We are set to get underway here in an amazing finals day. 10 finals to be decided today.
It's going to be a gold rush here on field one, kicking off with the women's 40s final.
It is Australia that get us underway with the tap-off. I just look to make it down to the end of the field here, trying to turn something on. And New Zealand up out of the line quickly, trying to cut down the options of the Australians. Star-studded lineup for both teams. Earl Donovan with the ball in the middle. Turns it out to the right. Sweeper coming around. Numbers there. Touch. She looks to go back onto the inside. And the New Zealand defence stands tall.
We could see Davina Galetto going around for a sweeper play there, but New Zealand driving up off their line, and Australia dominant in the pool stages of this competition. They haven't lost a game yet, but their final game against New Zealand reduced the gap to a 4-1 scoreline. So New Zealand growing throughout this tournament and hoping to put in a very nice performance here in the gold medal match against the dominant Australian team.
And as we talk about the two teams, let's just touch on the third team out on the field. Congratulations to the gold medal match referees, Simon Croft, Linda Buchanan and Brett Kimpton. Great reward for effort here at the tournament. They've been rewarded with the gold medal match. Congratulations to our three referees as the Aussies continue to roll forward here. Ball in the hands of Kate Barker. Inside to Shaw. Missy Shaw. They're with the ball now. Dangerous here around the line attack area. Shaw.
Kerry Rendell coming around the back of the play there, and keep an eye on her. She's the top try scorer for this Australian team. She's picked up 12 tries throughout this tournament, the number 12 in there at link. She's been exceptional all throughout the competition. Unfortunately
there for the Aussies, she just got pinged for a forward pass. The original one was called play on, but then they had a second go and got a penalty against the Australians. So the Kiwis on the attack, 10 metres their own side of halfway. But the Aussies again, this forward press, aggressive defence coming up. Shutting down.
Yep, Kerry Rendell, there she is again, in defence as well as attack. And New Zealand really struggling to make it out of their own half there in that subset. Their runners were just seemed a bit delayed getting onto the field and creating some space on the outside of this Australian attack as they go towards their sub-box now.
Yeah, Australians sweeping out. There's Missy Shaw taking it forward. Great metres for Missy Shaw. Now they push back into the middle. Sweeping play from the interchange. This is Jenny Ching-Ming Yong. Back to the right, Karina Haddon. Haddon on the wide ball. Eugene Johnson. Back for Haddon. Haddon will switch play. Zara Hartley. 6 more for the Australians.
New Zealand defence looking pretty solid in this opening few exchanges. Hopefully I haven't put the commentary curse on them, but they're looking very tight in their mids, moving across as a team.
Another penalty. Not going forward was the call from Linda Buchanan.
For those joining us for this gold medal match who haven't been with us during the rest of the week, the defending team need to continue to move forward until that touch is imminent as Australia tests the outsides of this New Zealand defence.
Karina Haddon with the ball off the ground. Strike Dump the ball down here for the first score for the Australians.
Oh, they just no
touch.
in.
Thought they'd awarded that. That's Haddon with the ball. Gives off to Hartley. Hartley goes down. Kelly Jean Johnson gets the ball back to Haddon. Haddon to the outside. Touch called again.
Very, very, very close there. Oh, fingertips in it on that far side and this close side wing. And you can see the Aussies stretching the ball, and they're just going to kill it on that far side and make it very difficult for New Zealand to get out of their half.
Kelly Jean Johnson was taking the ball to the line there. That one just slipped out of her grasp. Now the Aussies get up in this forward press defence again. Offside is the call. I think they were a little bit too fast for the referee's liking. They seem to be onside okay. The referee unsure. This Australian team packed with pace. There's some pressure. Again, that the interchange players.
Lovely movement from New Zealand, just spotting the one defender in front there and passing off as they drive towards the middle of the field.
Play on. Could have been an infringement in the ruck. And that is the acting half court there. You see Diane Blair. Now the Australians take it forward. Jean Johnson with the ball now. Fresh legs on for the Aussies. You get through a bit of defensive work there with that penalty repeat set.
And it's going to be pulled up. One of their players has gone into touch on that far sideline, gifting New Zealand the ball on the halfway line. And a couple of Australian errors just relieving the pressure on this New Zealand team who have
Speaking of errors, that is just the first touch on their own side of halfway and a drop ball. They've handed the ball to the Aussies in attacking position. Some strike players out there. Let's see what the Aussies can do now.
Absolutely. Kerry Rendell, the number 12, keep an eye on her as they drag out for her. She's a little short play through the middle of the field, but just patient play, but unfortunately giving the ball away there. Looks like a forward pass there from the Australian team. Both teams very nervous in this first half. Errors creeping into both sides, which is definitely not what they want for this gold medal fixture on field one.
The Kiwis bring it off their line now. Just to settle pattern, trying to get to the sideline again. Aussies up through Dominic Barlow. Now they move to the centre field. No real penetration through the line of the Australians yet. An offside penalty again, not so sure.
Yeah. A difficult one for the Aussies because I thought they were making it back to the referee there. But New Zealand need this field position. They haven't been challenging the 7-metre line of the Aussies all game as they...
And Mrs. Shaw up again to make the touch, but again, another penalty. This referee, he wants them back 12, 15 metres for mine. It is New Zealand on the attack.
7 metres into play now on the outside.
Nice ball outside, but good cover comes across from the Australians. That was Kate Barker, but it was nice attack for the Kiwis. Lee Emery in half. Lisa, as she's called. That was a nice dive there by the Touch Blacks women's 40s. Wendy Tane. It is Lisa Emery and Tane working together once again. Sweeper comes around to the right. They go to Celia Nepier.
There have been gaps on this side of the field, and there's been some great hole running by Belinda Ihaka, the 3 for New Zealand, the link out on this side. They just need to get those passes a little bit sharper and get it over just that little bit quicker because the gaps are opening up as incredible driving by the Australian team. But Australia appealing for a New Zealand infringement in the ruck, but a turnover once again give New Zealand 6 touches to attack this Australian line.
The Aussies defend the line here as New Zealand roll forward. Changes coming. Tanya Janke gets the ball back inside for Katie Bradley. Ready for Brownlee. Adeline Brownlee with the ball. They move it to the left. Mapaka goes into half. Picks up the sweeper coming around in Nicole Picard. Picard to the line but can't get through. The Aussies standing tall in defence. And a changeover. 7 metres out for the Aussies to roll forward.
Just running a little bit too laterally for my mind. I think she took the space of her link in there.
Now the Aussies are on the attack. They roll up to halfway. That's the captain, Karina Haddon. Sending it out to the right-hand edge. Here come the sweepers onto the field now. Attack opportunity for the Aussies. Taking it forward into the line. Quick roll ball. Rel Donovan in the middle, dangerous. Sweeper on the outside. 6 more. Hands in the air from Katie Bradley.
Danger on the outside there. I think she had to get her hands in there to prevent that try.
Kerry Rendell, as you said, dangerous. Out here in the link position, they move the ball to the right. That's Kelly Jean Johnson. Johnson goes down for Galetto. Back to Johnson now. 7 metres out. Is Galetto. Rel Donovan. Donovan out to Hartley. Hartley looking to get on the outside of the defence. She can't. And unfortunately, Vanessa Cooper for the Australians steps into touch.
Lovely New Zealand defence on that set. Moving together as a unit across the field. Shutting down all this Australian attack.
And now the Aussies roll forward in defence again. They need to be careful of this offside. Then they're called out. They regroup here. Ball back over the top. Good metres for New Zealand. To the halfway line. Now over the halfway line they roll. Biddle just looking to go through. The ball can't come out for her. Diane Blair not able to get it away in the Aussies. Attack from 10 metres inside their own half. Kelly Jean Johnson getting it down. Sweepers going around, looking to get off the field. Galetto drives hard, gets some space. And now they drop the ball back into the middle. Then a field now for Kobe Knight to go into half, but a hard touch from Chantel Biddle. Sees a penalty to the Australians. Biddle has a few words with the referee. Referee just calling her forward to have a bit of a chat, just to let her know who's in charge in the centre of the field. And it is Missy Shaw that gets us underway for Australia. Hello. Back into the middle is Kate Barker. Now to Knight. Kobe Knight to the line. Barker down. Knight again. Another penalty tap.
Once again, not moving forward off the line there, New Zealand. They need to be a lot more confident and proactive in these touches and show that movement off the line.
Missy Shaw gets the dump down. You can see Kate Barker telling her to take it to the line. Barker into half. Pops it to the right, short side. Touch made, the defender coming across in cover. They'd exploited the offside player, but the cover defence up to the task.
Yeah, they're looking very solid here. An arm wrestle in this women's 40s final. 12 minutes into this first half and no score on the board for either team.
Middle attack here. Zara Hartley. Missy Shaw, that's Hartley with the ball. She bends her back, drives into the line. Shaw from half. 6 more touches. Repeat set on the line for the Australians. The defence of the Kiwis standing tall here. But can the Aussies break through with these repeat sets? This is Kobe Knight. Knight again to the short side. Defence recovers. Hartley. This is Knight for Hartley now.
They've brought Karina Haddon on the number 11.
Dangerous player. Ex-Australian Women's Opens player back now in the 40s division. They split to the right. Numbers through the hands of Haddon. Dives to the line. Referee says ball down.
I thought there was a New Zealand hand in that pass from Haddon off the ground, but New Zealand have the ball off their 7 metres and they have sustained continued Australian attacks on their line with epic defence.
The Galetto shooting up there, trying to shut down the Kiwis. There's plenty of bodies in space. A penalty, I don't see it. There was no one in half when she started to roll forward. These penalty decisions are killing the Australian defence.
I thought that was just a handling error from the New Zealand team there, but they're getting some help up the field by the referees over the halfway line.
Nobody breaking the deadlock, still 0-0 here. 14 minutes gone, the first half of this gold medal match between Australia and New Zealand in the women's 40s. Here's Australia rolling up the field now. Rel Donovan. That's Kylie Bellingham. Making some metres for the Aussies. Kelly Jean Johnson, she goes forward. Good quick dump. Back to the right goes Kate Barker. Now for Missy Shaw. Missy Shaw steps off the left foot, goes to the right, long ball to the wing. Dominic Barlow diving for the line, can't get there. Again, the Kiwis stand tall in defence. Final touch coming here for the Australians. Switch back on the outside for Shaw, short of Barlow, but great defence once again from the number 13, Jenny Ching Ming Yong for the Kiwis.
I thought it was on there. This Kiwi defence is a brick wall at the moment, holding the Australians out. What an arm wrestle for this first gold medal match of the final day of the Touch World Cup. New Zealand driving hard towards their line. This is a better driving set from New Zealand. They're up to the halfway line now.
You just see the Australian defence holding back now. They're not taking those risks because of the number of penalties that were awarded against them. So now the Kiwis roll on through Emma Pucker. This is better. Ball out to the right-hand edge. But defence stands up for the Aussies.
You're exactly right. Those first penalties, Australia just standing slightly off in their defence now, giving New Zealand a little bit of extra room. And I think the referees are just going to play
Don't let that one
here.
go. It really is a lottery at the moment. But Kelly Jean Johnson throws a little dummy, gets in behind the line, takes some extra metres. This is good here from the Aussies now driving forward. Up over the halfway line they go.
Well, they're running from depth here, Australia. Lovely attack through the middle of the field. Pick up from half. This is last touch for the Aussies. Little switch play
Kobe
in the
Knight
middle.
out for Haddon. Haddon with pace. Has the winger unmarked. He needs to get it down quickly. She doesn't get it down quick enough. In these games, you need to find the line quickly. That should have been a dive from the Aussie winger.
Yeah, Vanessa Cooper just looking very relaxed with that ball there. I don't think she saw the New Zealand defender on her inside. The dive was needed and the touch was made.
It's not about seeing the winger. You should just get the ball to ground as quick as possible, and that way is diving. So the Aussies will learn from that. As we see Hartley press forward, put some pressure on the defence.
And Australia with the ball 10 metres off the halfway line.
Back inside here, the Aussies. Kelly Ryan it is. Ball comes to the left. Into the midfield. Leto there with the dump. This is Knight on the wrap. Well, Donovan in the middle. He holds that one up. And well, she did, because the sweeper had overrun it. Would have been a forward pass. Donovan off the right foot, in behind the line. Now they need to find a support player. Can she get it back? She does!
I thought the touch was in here by New Zealand.
Yeah, the touch was in, but it was a penalty. Penalty for holding against the New Zealand defence. So an obstruction when the ball carrier went through the line. There was an obstruction of the support runner. So it is a penalty to the Aussies. Leto gets it down. Donovan. Dangerous in the middle.
Yeah, she's looked fantastic this set, Donovan, and Australia's starting to break apart this New Zealand defensive line now. A couple of skips through.
Galetto and Donovan, there's your strike players. Kobe Knight on the sweep around. Player called offside. And it will be Kobe Knight who breaks the deadlock. Unfortunately for the Kiwis, the defender called off. And Kobe Knight, playing the referee, responds to the call and goes over to open the scoring here in this women's 40s game. After 18 minutes, it's Australia 1, New Zealand 0.
We can see a dump on that 7-metre line, and the defender called short, and less than 2 minutes in this first half, and Australia getting through for that much needed try.
But now the Kiwis back on the attack. 10 metres out from the Australian line. Basketballing passes over the top. Wendy Tane takes a tough pass. This is Lisa Emery through half and ball away. So the Aussies stand tough after that initial 60 seconds following a try. Often danger signs or danger period for any team defending. And the Aussies weather the storm and now push forward. Shaw into half. They go to the sub box, trying to get those legs out there, having defended that set of 6. Galetto working tirelessly. Hartley into the line. Karina Haddon storms onto the field, takes it straight into the Kiwis. There's Haddon again from half. Numbers to the left. She has a skip pass out to Kobe Knight, but Kobe Knight puts that one down. But a good raid there from the Australians.
Starting to hit their stride, the Australians, aren't they? Especially when they're coming on from their sub box, running on at speed and really challenging these New Zealand defenders as they run up towards the halfway line.
They're a little bit more aggressive in defence here again. Billie Jean Johnson getting through a ton of work, as is Hartley. There's Haddon now pulling out to the right. Hands from the Kiwis to end the set. We just wanted to finish it as far as they could away from the Australian box. As the hooter sounds in the background, it is the Australians with a 1-0 lead, but certainly New Zealand right in this one.
They definitely are. They'll take a lot of heart from that first half. Their defence was incredible on the line. Just getting broken through in the last 2 minutes of that first half. But Australia asserting their dominance in the last 5 minutes of the first half. Kerry Rendell, she's everywhere out there, and Davina Galetto has just been a workhorse for the Australians in the middle of the field. Very, very close in this first gold medal match.
Yeah, well, it is very evenly poised, as we said. 1-0 Australia. We'll take a quick break here for half-time and bring you the second half action live from Nottingham.
Pretty much.
The women's 35 at 10, men's 35 at 11, and so on, all the way through to the mixed open goal of 3, the women's open goal of 4, and the men's open goal at 5. The contest remains open throughout the day. It's going to be a beautiful day here in Nottingham, so stay hydrated, relax, enjoy yourselves, focus, have a good day. Have a great day.
Well, here we are back with the action of this women's 40s gold medal match. It is Australia with a very narrow lead, 1-0 over New Zealand. Mel, what are you expecting in this half? Are we going to see a breakaway from one of the teams, or is it going to be tight right till the end?
Based on the last few minutes of that game, I think Australia will start to stretch this New Zealand defence even further. They both started off very nervous. There were a lot of errors in the first 5 to 10 minutes of this game, but much more free-flowing touch in the final 5 minutes there.
Let's see if it plays out the way you think it will, as Tyann Blair gets us underway for New Zealand. Chantel Biddle in the half. Katrina Amiria back inside for Biddle. Biddle goes down. Now they go left. Long. It's shut down by the Australian defence. Tanya Jenke with the ball. They centre it up one more time here. Tyann Blair. Here she is with the ball now. Goes to the left. Jenke looking for the line, but the defence stands up to the task right there through Vanessa Cooper. And the Aussies turn away the first attacking rate of the New Zealanders.
Positive first attack from New Zealand. I thought they looked very sharp out there, stretching the Aussies on this close side wing.
Now the Aussies push up off their 7-metre line. Great work here on the drive from the Australians. And bend the back of the New Zealand defence. Switch back to the middle, and then a big touch. The referee says, play on. And there's Haddon. Haddon working with Stewart. Riley Stewart with the ball now. In behind the line, gets a pass away, but the referees will call that one late. Thought Stewart had the hands through, but just a reach around behind the back. Touch made there by Tyann Blair.
A stumble there from the Aussies, just a stutter on that final touch. It looked like it was, yeah.
It was a tap, but she looked like she rolled it and then picked it up. You can't have both. You can one or the other.
No, I thought they would have replayed that.
It should have actually been taken away from her because she did it incorrectly. But it is the Kiwis on the attack. Referees have called play on. And out to Jenke, famous name in New Zealand touch football. Tanya Jenke has the final touch for the New Zealanders. And back to the middle now through Haddon. It's it down for Stewart. Stewart dishes off for Kobe Knight. Now they roll towards their sub box. Good meters here for the Australians, Mel.
Yeah, they driving like they did at the end of that first half. They are just pulling up the meters on this New Zealand defence. Offside play getting called there. Australia just not quite taking advantage of it, which is why they're going to get the penalty.
So Missy Shaw played it smart there. She heard the call of the referee offside, and then so she just went left and right again and made the defensive player mirror her. That's the obstruction. That was the penalty. You heard the referee, or might have seen the referee indicate left and right. So here's Missy Shaw in the middle of the field. Working with Barker there. Barker gets it down. Hartley goes for the line but can't get the right footing to dive. So they bring it back to the 7 metres. This is Shaw once again with the ball in hand. Barker down for Shaw. Shaw goes to the left looking for numbers. Can't find them. Gets the ball away. Again, final touch on the 7 metres. A static start to this end set. Back on the inside is the line. We're going to have a late pass, a penalty here against the Australians, I would imagine. Penalty against Shaw.
Yeah, late pass here. Just a bit too compressed in their attack over on this side of the field, the Australians. I think there was a lot of space over on the left.
Good signs for them, able to get in behind the line of the New Zealand defence from a very static play. They actually had to stop and come back and restart. And it looked like Shaw had gone away and then just made meters through the middle as now the New Zealanders roll up towards the halfway line, moving the ball to the right-hand side. Cody Bradley goes into half here. Bradley out of half. Draw and pass situation. They had numbers on this left-hand edge, but the Australians snuff it out and a turnover 12 metres out from their own line.
That was very strong defence by Australia in the midfield. New Zealand having to attack almost just over the halfway line, and it's so hard to set up an attacking platform from that place in the field, but they've been gifted the ball over the halfway line now by Australia.
Yeah, it is New Zealand on the attack just up over the halfway line. Full set of 6 in Australian territory coming here the way of the New Zealanders. As Bradley sweeps around again. She's getting good metres for the New Zealanders. Adeline Brownlee dished it off for Picard, but Picard, a roll ball indiscretion, so the Aussies led off in defence there as they look to shift it wide early.
Lovely play by the Aussies here. Great heads-up play as they go down near sideline.
Yeah, Vanessa Cooper it was with the breakaway. She just didn't have the pace. Great defence from the Kiwis coming across. That's Knight. Rel Donovan in half. Donovan dangerous in the middle. Keep an eye on her in the number 7. That's Galetto. Galetto and Donovan. Donovan shifts it out all the way to the wing. The Aussies on the charge. The touch made on Zara Hartley. And now it's Donovan again. Donovan and Galetto here in the middle. Back to the left they go. Galetto sweeps around. Donovan looks up and she's not there any longer.
They like that sweep around on the short side, don't they, with Galetto on the field?
Well, they haven't hit one of the sweeps just yet. They've always looked short. There's a diving, but a great touch up off the line from New Zealand through Katrina Amiria. That was a big touch, standing tall for the Touch Blacks women's 40s.
They've got a lot of support behind their try line. Lovely touch by the winger, retreating over here on the close side wing.
Cooper gets a backhanded touch to end that one, and now the Kiwis roll forward once again. Is Biddle. Biddle getting through a power of work here for the New Zealand outfit, and they move the ball back into the midfield. Extra metres there, a missed touch. Sees Wendy Tane charging forward. Here she goes again, Tane. Great metres from Wendy Tane for the Touch Blacks women's. They push out to the left. Karina Haddon in defence. Up off the line comes one of the Aussies to take the intercept and shut down another attacking raid of the New Zealanders.
Absolutely. The Aussies were only sending up one defender there, and New Zealand exploiting that and getting down to the Aussie line.
Much better roll here from the Aussies as they charge onto the field. Here they go. 2 touches remain on the back of this. Great attacking raid to the line. Hands now. Beautiful ball. What a release. And that frees up number 12 for Australia, Kerry Rendell, the one you spoke about, Mel. You picked her early. And she just charged onto that one. It was beautiful team play by the Aussies.
Lovely, lovely play by the Australians. Just putting it through the hands. Little step back, creating the space on the outside. And this is where they had the numbers. And Rendell, she's the top try scorer for a reason.
Let's have a look at it here. They skip out to the right. Great metres, and that pass there from the link to Rendell was the money ball. Perfectly timed, perfectly executed. Try time, Australia. Now the Kiwis back on the attack. When you see Rendell in space like that, who said emus can't fly? And now it is the New Zealanders on the attack. Ball over the top. Not sure what the call was there.
I think, ooh,
wow.
Side there. I thought that was a great shutdown by the Australian defence, but New Zealand with 6 extra touches.
Some of the decisions, they're just, I don't know, there's no indication of what's happening, and then it's almost a lottery what they're going to give. That was great shutdown, as you said. The ball was put down on the ground, then they call offside for some reason. Anyway, it is the New Zealanders on the attack now. Missy Shaw in the middle with Donovan. There's Shaw up off the line to make a touch. Referee says you're onside. Play the ball, the Aussies move forward again. Donovan, Shaw in the middle. Here's Rendell up off the line. Rendell getting it done at both ends of the fields. Here she is on the short now. On the back on the inside, Donovan was right there. And the ball goes to ground for the New Zealanders.
Yeah, they didn't look so threatening in that set, unfortunately, New Zealand.
Donovan now with a little dummy in behind the line. Has good pace, but shut down by Janke. Now they look to go to the left, but they come back at the right. There were already interchanges happening, so now they'll move the ball that way. Yandel, she'll need to get it down. She certainly earned herself a break. There's now, I think that's Kelly Jean Johnson taking the metres on offer. Galetto in the middle. Another one that's worked tirelessly for the Aussies. Galetto skips out to the right. In behind the line. Diving touch. just on the boots.
Oh, Galetto. She's looked so dangerous and almost sneaking through for a solo try.
Now they move the ball out to the left, holding it through hands, but numbers for the Kiwis in defence, and a changeover on the 7 metres. That was a couple of good plays from both teams there.
Yeah, desperate defence, which New Zealand have been doing. I think just an Australian touch on the ball there, knocking it out. So they'll just play the touch for New Zealand.
And Galetto up out of the line. Again, they're sending numbers. Barlow here out wide, forcing them back infield. Knight gets up off the line. Janky into half. There's Biddle. Biddle from half needs to get the ball away. She does, but it was a rushed pass. Basketball style over the top. And that one goes to ground. So the Aussies, great attacking opportunity. 10 metres into New Zealand's half. They move it laterally, trying to get some fresh legs on. And here is Cooper.
This is an attack that they've earned through an incredible defensive set, shooting up high. It's what New Zealand need to start doing on their defence as Australia driving towards the line.
Karina Haddon splits out to the right. They have numbers through wardrobe. Sorry, Stewart. Dive over. Had a player called offside, so it'll be play on. No, but now there's confusion reigning supreme. An onside player made the touch, so was it going to be a penalty against the offside player because he was playing advantage? No. He calls 6 touches. So now we have the final touch coming. This is confusion. Haddon gets the ball out to the left-hand side, wraparound play. Late pass, ball down, touched in flight. We're going to go with a ball down.
Yeah, very confused on that line in terms of the offsides, the touches, the 5th touch. But this Australian defence, just watch them shoot up time and time again, always getting ready from that onside position.
And the penalty there. Haddon was the first one, Knight the second, and then a forced error from that defensive push. Sees the ball back in the hands of Stewart. Stewart into the middle. Haddon gets it away out to the link into Kylie Bellingham. To the line goes Stewart for herself. Little dummy touched just as she was setting up for the dive, trying to get the feet in the right position. There's Haddon.
There's a lot of these desperation touches being made by Australian, almost behind the Australian attacking line.
Knight down for Stewart. Stewart dishes off back to Knight. They drop it back inside for Stewart. She's touched. Brings it out to the 7. Stewart dishes it off for Donovan. Donovan always dangerous. There's Stewart on the wrap. Comes back to the right. Numbers if they can get the ball through hands. But the defence stands up once again from New Zealand. Another attacking rate of the Aussies turned away.
Absolutely. Trying a short run up, but the New Zealand defence was set and defended that very well.
7.5 minutes remain here in the half. It is Australia leading by 2 over New Zealand as New Zealand push up through Bradley. She's been dangerous for the Touch Blacks. Now they move it out for Picard. There's Bradley again. Little wraparound play. Back to Bradley. Bradley comes out to the right. Emma Pucker, it is, who's touched with the ball, but a penalty against the New Zealanders for a forward pass. Take a breather as the Aussies settle it down for the tap. They roll forward through Stewart. Now they look for Bellingham. Stewart again taking it forward. This is Johnson. Good meters here. Here's the dangerous player, Galetto, with a long ball out to the left. But that one finds the ground. Barlow was in space, but forward pass is the call.
Much better defensive set by New Zealand. Katie Bradley, the number 8 link over on that far side. She was a workhorse in that defensive set. Much improved by New Zealand.
A nice charge into the line there. 2 for the Kiwis. Looking for a hard touch. Referee says play on. Up comes Cooper. Cooper shuts it down. Here they come in numbers now. Great pressure from the Aussies. Much better time. You can see them coming from depth on the charge now. Getting back 10 and making sure they're onside. Knocked down in flight. Late in the touch count too. So this is an opportunity here for the Touch Blacks.
very late in the touch count. The Touch Blacks need to make sure that they've got a half in place. They got caught out there and almost lost the ball, but here they go on the attack.
Yeah, nice drive by Tyann Blair. She's getting through a ton of work as well. Here she is, working with Biddle. Biddle off the ground, back to Tyann Blair, but shut down by the Australian defence. Referee says the outside players were offside. The toucher was on, but the advantage goes the way of New Zealand. Blair and Biddle working together. Here's Biddle for the line. Tyann Blair dives. She goes through. Touch. Not made in time. We'll see this one in replay.
Might have been an offside player as well.
The Tyann Blair, we call her. She's been very, very busy. She's earned this. It's reward for effort. There's the dish off back for Biddle. Back on the inside. Quite sure. It looked like there were two touches made. She might have called one off.
The first defender definitely didn't get both feet behind that line. And I think the second defender missed. So good call by the referee there, and plenty of time for the Touch Blacks to get back in this game.
Missy Shaw squares it up in centre field here. Dump back for Shaw. Shaw has Rel Donovan there. Rel Donovan now out to the left. Skips off the right boot. In behind the line. Dummy, show and go. And Rel Donovan. Well, let's have a look at this one. Sit back and enjoy it. Donovan goes right to the line, throws a dummy, then steps off the left foot, straightens up and gets it down.
Watch the footwork here by Donovan. She has displayed this footwork in breaking open the New Zealand defence in the midfield, but now she's demonstrated it on the New Zealand scoreline, and a lovely little solo try by Donovan.
She's been dangerous. She's been one of Australia's best. Certainly, every time they've had the ball, she's looked dangerous on the New Zealand line, and that was an outstanding individual try, as you said, Mel. Now it is New Zealand on the attack once again. That pass looked late for me. Referee agrees. And number 15 for Australia, it was Kelly Ryan that gave herself a round of applause. And well she may. She's shut down another New Zealand raid. Now she takes it forward into the line, as does Haddon. Good metres here for Australia. Barlow at half.
Bradley once again up there in defence. She's been exceptional in her defence.
Now final touch. Galetto gets it out wide. Forward pass thrown by the number 8 for Australia, Kate Barker. And it will be New Zealand back on the attack through Picard. He gets it to Bradley. Bradley into half now. Moving the ball out here to the right-hand side. Brownlee takes it to the line. Now they roll on. Chantel Biddle had swept on, but they went away from her. Made some great metres. Now they have to reset for the second phase of this attacking raid. Final touch here. That's Lisa Ellis. Takes the last touch. Biddle was screaming for the ball back in the middle. She looked to set something up with Tane, but unable to get it away as the Aussies shift it. Good shutdown. Pressure from Katrina Amiria. Came in to knock it off, as does Tyann Blair. Could have forced an error there, but they retain possession. Not going anywhere, but this is better here. Kelly Jean Johnson takes it forward. They centre it up. Final touch. Can they get over halfway? Back inside for Donovan. Donovan in behind the line. Free flying down the wing. Is the pace of Rendell. And again, emus can fly. I don't care what Aussies say. The Australian emus, women's 40s through Rendell. Pure speed down that far touchline.
Oh, and Rendell, she has the stature of an emu. Look at this tall, fast player just skirting down the far wing, and it's going to be a shootout player of the final between her and Donovan for my mind. Just exceptional interplay between the two of them and lovely work down that wing.
Final touch, their own side of halfway, and Donovan lights up the field.
So disappointing after a great defensive set. The New Zealand were getting set in their defence and looked very, very good shutting down the Australians.
It is the Kiwis on the attack once again. Ihaka gets it away in the hands of Wendy Tane to the line, back on the inside, but ball to ground. Two bodies collide on the ground here. Looks like Donovan may have picked up an injury here for the Aussies.
As we go into the final 30 seconds of this game.
Yeah, Donovan limps off the field.
And the scoreline currently the same as their last pool game.
There is the hooter sounding in the background. The Australians take this one out. The Australian Emu Women's 40s victorious over the New Zealanders. 4 tries to 1. What an outstanding final to start off all the action here. You called it at halftime, Mel. We thought it was close at halftime with that 1-0 scoreline, but thinking one team might make a breakaway, and it was the Aussies that got the job done.
It was, as we mentioned, this is the score of these two teams in their final pool game. And the New Zealand defence was exceptional on their line, and it was just broken apart by some brilliance in the Australian attack. Davina Galetto, she didn't get on the scoreboard, but I thought her work rate was exceptional. But the individual brilliance of Donovan and Bendel were really the difference between these two teams today.
Yeah, great team performance from the Australians. As you said, I thought there were several players out there that were working tirelessly for the Aussies. You know, Karina Haddon, always dangerous. Kelly Jean Johnson also taking it to the line, bending the back of the defence often and driving in. They were able to set a few plays off that. But it was just a team performance across the board. There wasn't a weak link.
Absolutely not. And their own defence was brilliant. Their midfield was exceptional today, the Aussies. They didn't give New Zealand very many chances on their line, and it shows on the scoreboard.